Let's talk about Japanese monster movies, shall we? We all know Godzilla, also known as the big guy. We also know Gamera, there's Gamera, also known as Gamera the Invincible, or the giant flying prehistoric turtle. And we also probably know Mothra, giant flying prehistoric moth. But there is one Japanese monster series you may not be aware of. I wasn't aware of it until just recently. And that's the topic for today's episode. This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today, 3 films that show you why you should never, ever mess with a mountain god, in case you were thinking about doing that. Let's check it out. Today we're talking about the Daimajin Trilogy. These are 3 films from 1966. They were all made within like an 8-month time span. They're in color. They run about 90 minutes each, give or take a few minutes. They are in Japanese with English subtitles, or you also have the option of watching them dubbed in English. These 3 films are almost exactly the same with a few variations that I'll get into a little bit later. But they're all about an evil clan. This is feudal Japan, like 1550s. And there's a evil clan with an evil warlord, and he is preying upon either a very peaceful clan or a group of villagers or a group of peasants or farmers, and trying to take control of them. And these the peaceful clan or the peasants, they pray to this mountain god to help them survive and defeat the other guys. And the evil clan, they think the mountain god is ridiculous, and they put it down and they mock it and they try to destroy the mountain god, and that's a bad idea. But they never seem to learn that, do they? It's the last third of the film, you finally see the mountain god come to life and defeat the bad guys and save the good guys. So they're all pretty similar in that respect. There's also usually 1 or 2 of the good guys that the evil people want to get in particular, because they're the leaders of the group. There's a lot of sword fights, samurai swords. It's not bloody at all, really very little blood, and very little, no gore whatsoever. And the bad guys, why they want to destroy this mountain god, I can only assume they want to show the good guys how naive they are, or they want to show how powerful themselves they are, or how they're more godlike than this god is. And they're like morality tales, because the good guys, they're praying all the time to this mountain god, calling him a divine being, and the evil guys just kind of mock them and want to destroy this mountain god. So these films work, and the reason why they work, there's several reasons why. First of all, they have a consistency. And the consistency is because of several factors. One is the same writer for each film, different directors for each film, same writer, same cinematographer, same special effects person, and same music composer. And they're all working at really high levels here. The effects are done very well. They do use some miniatures here and there, and you can tell. But for the most part, they're not cheesy like some of the Japanese monster films are pretty cheesy, special effects wise. These are not. They're really well done. These are atmospheric and mysterious films. The music adds a lot to that. The monster god himself is pretty ingenious because it's a human form, as you can see here, and I'll show you some other pictures later. It's actually a guy in a costume, but it's a human form. So it's not a guy in a rubber suit trying to be a giant lizard or something like that, or like a Mothra where it's just a prop that's flying through the air. It's a real guy walking around. He was a tall guy. The statue they made of the mountain god, first he's a statue, then he becomes a person, becomes alive. The statue is 14 feet high for the film, and the guy himself who's inside there is pretty tall himself. So the effects are really good. They do a lot of stuff with weather, because when the mountain god gets mad and comes to life, there's earthquakes and there's floods and there's all kinds of storms, and that's all really well done. While I was watching these, I thought, are these supposed to be kid films? I wasn't really sure. So it's kind of like for kids, kind of like for adults. I would say both. You do see some of the good guys, especially in the first two films. 2 or 3 of the main people are put up on a cross. They're crucified by the evil clan. And when the mountain god comes alive and starts to take control of the situation, he kills the bad guys either with a sword or by stepping on them or throwing all kinds of stuff at them. And the good guys who are up on the cross, he picks them up and puts them gently down on the ground. So one thing you have to think about when you watch films like this or any kind of monster film really is it worth the wait? We know we're going to see the monster. How long is it going to take? How much of a buildup are we willing to put up with? And I think it's generally worth the wait because she doesn't show up to life until the last third of the film. And I will be honest, by the third film, I was thinking, all right, these are following the same pattern, so I'm getting a little impatient waiting for this guy to come to life to see how he's going to get his revenge. In one film, he has a sword. He actually impales a guy on a sword, one of the bad guys. Another one, see the spike here in his helmet? Well, in the first film, the bad guys, they want to destroy him. So when he's still a statue, they drive a spike through his helmet. That makes him come alive. He takes the spike and he impales one of the bad guys onto the side of the mountain with a spike. Pretty cool. It wasn't, I guess you could say that's violent, but I didn't find it particularly gory or anything. So I think, yeah, for the most part, it's worth the wait to get to the last 20 or 30 minutes to see the monster come alive and take care of business. I had never seen the series before, never heard of them. When I was growing up, I would see Godzilla films and Gamera films and even Mothra films like that on, the independent local stations like Chiller Theater or something. But Daimajin was only shown on UHF channels. Remember UHF? Those were the only places in the United States where you could see these films. So because all 3 films are so similar, I'm just going to give it a group rating of 3.5 samurai swords out of 5. So what's in this box? This is so well done. This is an Arrow box set. So it comes with this sturdy box, of course, and I took the stuff out already. But nice artwork on both sides. And then you have 3 discs because you have 3 different films. You have Daimajin, The Return of Daimajin, there he is. And then you have Wrath of Daimajin. So each one of these inside has a postcard. So I'll open up one of them and you see the artwork on the disc too. And then you have a postcard, and the postcard has the newly commissioned artwork on one side and then the original Japanese artwork on the other side. This first disc also has a poster. Let me get that out. And the poster, I think, is the same thing. It has the newly commissioned artwork on one side, the original Japanese artwork on the other side. And then along with that, you also have a reversible sleeve. So if you don't like the newly commissioned artwork on this sleeve, you can flip it over and there's the original artwork on that sleeve. All 3 of these discs have a similar format with a postcard in each one and then the reversible sleeve as well. You also have a wonderful book with beautiful artwork throughout. It's over 90 pages. It's a perfect bound book, and it has several essays on every aspect of the film and some really nice artwork inside. There's the Daimajin, the mountain god, and you can see this is a real guy behind the mask. They put a cleft in his chin. They said more than once they got that idea from Kirk Douglas. And so you have him standing there like that. We have, I think in the second film, he's parting the ocean, sort of like a Ten Commandments type thing. Interesting. But I like how they didn't just use photos. They made art out of it. And that's from the third film where he has an eagle helping him, and he carries a sword in that film too. And impales one of the guys on a sword. So really beautiful, beautifully done book with some interesting artwork and interesting essays. So really nice package. The discs themselves have commentaries on each disc, which of course I did not listen to. They have an introduction by a film critic. They have a visual essay about the special effects. They have a comparison storyboard to what they actually filmed. And they have an interview with the cinematographer as well. So where can you see the Daimajin Trilogy? Well, you can rent it on Amazon. If you have the Arrow streaming service, I'm sure it's showing on there right now. If you want to buy this one I have here is the limited edition, so they're gone unless you want to pay, and Amazon's charging about 125 bucks, probably from a secondary seller. If you want to just buy the standard edition, which I assume doesn't have the book, maybe doesn't have the postcards, just the films themselves, if you're okay with that. Amazon has it for 58 bucks. It retails for 100, so when there's a 50% off sale, of course, you can get it for 50 bucks. So if you're a Japanese monster movie fan and never heard of these, I think you're going to like them. They're very well done, and Daimajin Trilogy. So hope you like this video. Feel free to leave a comment or suggestion down below. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. Otherwise, thank you again so much for watching and for subscribing. See you next time.